So the craziest thing happened the other day. Our neighbor's German Shepard was in our food forest and it was attacking my chicken. So I wasn't even home at the time. It was just my brother. And I got a text from my brother saying that stuff was going down, that German Shepherds that usually run around our woods here were killing our birds, and it was crazy. I'm freaking out. We got home as soon as we could, and then Nate gave me the whole story. Look at how much they've torn up this grass. It's only been 2 days. So my brother Nathan was inside when this all went down, and he said he heard our guard geese going absolutely crazy, and without them, I don't think any of our chickens would be around, or at least most of them wouldn't be around today. He said he heard our 2 geese going absolutely crazy, and he came outside. He found the German Shepherds chasing our chickens around in our orchard, and they were just going around in circles. They couldn't find their way out, I guess, during all that commotion. There's like a narrow gate I leave open that they find their way in during the day, but apparently when they were getting chased, they couldn't figure out how to get out of there. So they ended up just running around in circles, and they all kind of found their way to our raspberry patch, which is our thickest part of the food forest that's fenced off back there. So they were hiding in there, and the dog just absolutely tore up our raspberries. Kind of sucks. It looks like he snapped a lot of the canes that were in there. On the bright side, it provided shelter to all of my chickens, and without that, I don't think a lot of them would be here today, maybe not even any of them. When he got out there, he opened up the gate, they all ran out of the orchard, and there was one that was still trapped in the raspberry patch that the dog had cornered and was chasing down in the back corner of our orchard. He said this thing was putting up a pretty good fight, kind of running back and forth through the raspberries, but the dog eventually got it, and when he got out there, the dog had it in its mouth. At that point, he overhand swung a log at the dog and missed it, thankfully, but he missed the dog dropped the chicken and ran off. And it's been a couple days since this all happened, and as far as we can tell, this chicken's fine. It doesn't seem to be having any negative side effects from the incident. I can't believe that it doesn't have any wounds or anything, because that dog is huge and it had it in his mouth for a little bit, I guess. He could have just bit down and ended its life. Luckily, everyone survived. All right, I'm gonna go and get my golf cart now. I got a message from the guy saying it was repaired, and I'm taking the truck up with some ramps. We got it in here a few years ago when we first got it, so apparently it fits, but it's gonna be a little sketchy, I think, but we'll see how it goes. So I'm at the repair shop. Everything's good here. Next thing I have to do is get this beast loaded into my truck. So I brought our old truck here in case anything goes wrong. It's a little bit sketchy driving up these ramps. And I kind of got lucky here because this guy owns the land across the street from his shop, and there's a bank here, and I can kind of drive the truck down it, so there's only like a foot thing I have to go up instead of driving up 6 feet or 5 feet with the whole cart on the ramp. So it's a lot less sketchy doing it this way, but we'll see how it goes. Hey everyone, so it's a couple days after I got home with the golf cart, and I haven't been filming much, and what I've been doing is moving everything from our basement into our pole barn. If you're new here, We just finished up a pole barn. I'll have that video out later this month. We still have to get the garage doors on and then we're done. Started the process of hauling all the junk that's in our basement out into the barn and getting it organized. And we've been building shelves, building the workbenches, all that stuff. So that's what I've been doing the past couple days. Haven't got a lot of footage of it, just really needed to put my head down and get some stuff hauled out of there and clean up the basement and organize the barn, all that. So I've actually been living in our basement and it's just a cluttered mess. So the nice thing about this barn that we're building is it's going to allow us to clear all the stuff out of our basement, get it into the barn, and finish off the basement. So I'm going to be continuing that today, but I also have some stuff to do in the garden. But funny side story about this golf cart. My brother decided that he was going to get it off when I was going to the bathroom, out of the tailgate, I mean, and apparently the tailgate snapped when he was backing it off because that truck we were using is pretty old now, and apparently the piece was rusted or something. So like the bolt that was attached to or something, it just snapped and it fell off the rails and it like took a pretty big tumble and he almost flipped it and he had to like turn it back over. I don't really know exactly how it fell because I wasn't in there, but could have been pretty bad. But luckily he's okay. Everyone's okay. That chicken that I was telling you about earlier is okay, so yeah, dodged some bullets lately. But I just got these meat birds fed. They're all looking good. Absolutely decimated this grass in only a couple days that they've been out here, so that's awesome. They're getting big now. They can really do some damage to the grass in here. So I'm gonna be moving them pretty soon. I'm gonna give them a couple more days in here to really finish off the remaining grass, and then I'm gonna be putting them on the pasture on the other side of the blueberry patch. I'm gonna head back to the house now and I'm gonna continue moving stuff up. We just put up our pegboard and workbench, so I'm moving all the tools out of the basement and organizing them in the barn. And then the next step is we're building some shelves and I'm moving all the storage bins we have down there. So I want to have this basement cleared out very soon so we can start planning and building how we're going to finish off the basement and what we're going to do with that space. We also want to frame in a room to store all the food that we're going to be preserving here, hopefully, if not this year, then going forward. We just bought a chest freezer to go along with our upright freezer, so we're gonna have two huge freezers that are gonna be pretty much full with meat every year. And we want to build some shelves to put all the canned food that we're gonna be making here pretty soon. But I'm gonna get back to the house now. We're setting up our pegboard, so I'm gonna get all the tools organized and just keep hauling some stuff up. But I also have some stuff to do in my garden and compost that I need to get done. All right, so I'm back at the house now and I'm gonna dump some food into the compost pile, give it a good turn, and put some leaves on top. I dumped another load of food waste that I get from our local food market on top of the pile and put a layer of leaves on top. The girls are absolutely loving it. They're digging through it, picking out all the berries and what they're eating, and they seem really happy. So I'm gonna go into the food forest now. I'm going to clean up my hoop house and grab any peppers out of there that are ripe, and then I'm gonna go to the raspberries and grab all the raspberries that are ripe. So I'm doing a week-long challenge of just eating what I grow and hunt, and so I'm just eating out of my food forest, my garden, and the meat that I have last year from deer season. And I'm on day 3 of that, and it's going really well. I really don't have any food cravings. I'm eating pretty decently. I've got a lot of food, so hopefully these peppers and raspberries kind of take me the rest of the way.